Hey y'all, Kelly K Consulting. It has been a while since I did a Monday move. It's been a while since I did a Monday move. So, very quickly, I want to share something with you about anxiousness. Do you ever get anxious? Ever have any anxiety? I would say that almost all of us at some point in our lives have had some anxiety. We've had anxiety about something coming up. We've had anxiety about an event in our life. We have anxiety about interpersonal relationships. It just happens, doesn't it? So, 2 weeks ago, I was in Milwaukee. Some of you all may have seen some of my posts. I couldn't get over how that Harley Davidson picture got so many responses. That thing was pretty comfortable to sit on. I don't know what it would be like to ride or drive one of those, but I could maybe enjoy that. I would have no idea what to do. Can I just be honest? However, I was also anticipating coming back into town after several days away, getting back into my full-time job, as well as three major presentations for Kelly K Consulting. That's a lot to come back to. And so every day I was out of town, I took my laptop, I took my notes. Every day I was out of town, I said, you know what, you're going to work a little bit on it because if you don't, you're going to go into panic mode and you want to do a good job. You see, that's where anxiety often comes from. We are people that so often we want to do a good job. We want to do well. Can you relate to that? So I had brought some of my Kelly experience post-it notes, and it says at the bottom, because actions matter, and so do you. I believe that. And one of the things I had to think about myself was, okay, you've got to take some actions. The other thing I wrote is this, and I hope you'll hear me. Working on it will eliminate the anxiousness. And that is what I kept telling myself. Kelly, if you work on it, it will eliminate your anxiousness. And that's what I did. I had started these projects several weeks earlier, but as we all know, this thing called Parkinson's law comes into play, and sometimes we still end up doing tweaks at the last minute, whether we're waiting on other people or things just happen. And I had begun planning and working on my presentations several weeks ahead. One of them was an all-day workshop. So not only did I have my PowerPoint for the training, I also had a workbook to put together. I had worksheets for people. So it wasn't just a show up and do your PowerPoint. These were important projects to me, and it was important that I do a good job for my clients. That's the other thing that I not only had the weight that I put on myself to do a good job, I also put the weight on that I wanted to perform well for my clients. And I bet you can probably relate to that. So let me repeat this again. This is your Monday move. You got something bugging you right now, just really wearing you out. Maybe it's a tough conversation coming up. Maybe it's a huge project that you're overwhelmed by. Maybe it's something where you're not completely in your excellence zone. You're still in that beginner's level and you're in that new, what I call new levels, new devils zone. So here is, again, simple, but if you put this into practice, because actions matter, it will make a huge difference. So here you go. Working on it will eliminate the anxiousness. I could have stayed down in the hospitality suite with all the folks there for the reunion and sipping on my beverage and just feeling all that anxiety and eating more and more M&Ms or whatever was around at the time. They had Cheetos and M&Ms like in abundance. It wasn't good for me. Or I could say, I'm going to go work on a little bit. And as we all know, when you get that momentum started, guess what happens? It builds. So once I started working on it just a little, then I got momentum and it built and it built. In the process of all this, I am excited to say the other thing that I got done was this book that I have been slogging through for about 8 months. But I told myself, you are going to drag this hardcover, heavy book with you on the plane because you are going to be so mad if you don't finish it after taking that effort. And so I finished that book as well. So I'm going to say it a third time, and then I got to get back to work because my lunch hour's up. Working on it will eliminate the anxiousness. Write that down somewhere. You know, my big trick is what? I write it in a dry erase marker on my mirror because most of the time we are in our bathroom at some point during the day, whether it's morning, evening, or for those of us who are still working at home a little bit, maybe a little more, not to be gross. So if you write something on your mirror with a dry erase marker, it won't hurt the mirror. It comes off pretty easy and helps keep those things top of mind. So that's your Monday move for the day. Wherever you are, I hope this message found you well. And if you're dealing with that anxiousness, go back and think about what's one little itty bitty thing I can do to work on it rather than ruminate about it. I'll see you.